What's up? What's up? What's up, beautiful people? It's Pretty Girl Love Trap content, and we are here yet again another Sunday to discuss Raising Kanan, season 4, episode 8. This was another good one, y'all. Another good one. Before we get into the episode, if you guys don't mind liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you are not already subscribed. Let's have fun in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you don't mind, you are able to share. You know what I'm saying? Share my content if you don't mind. Because yeah, I don't ask for much. But I would like to thank Daria for being here early. What's up, Deborah? Blessings. Yeah, a lot of people were saying Snap and Pops did it. RZ, hey, how you doing? Monica M. Yes, we are all blessed, Deborah. Yes, I'm happy to see another day. Okay. Yes, y'all. So let's get into the episode. We start off in this episode out with a bang, okay? Literally. Because we see Marvin over there. He done took down 11 people, okay? He's over there at Quan's house. Not his house, his little establishment, if you will. And yeah, he got Quan tied up. He done put at least 5 people down. I mean, he was not playing at all. So I'm like, okay, we dealing with Quan right now. Okay, I'm here for it. Quan can go. Okay, I was never opposed for Quan leaving. The only thing, I wanted this to be Rock's body. I wanted Rock to come through the door and let Quan see her face before he goes. Okay, because he was talking cash-ish and being very much disrespectful. So I feel like Quan and Rock should have did the honors, but it is what it is. Marvin did it, so that's second best. But he ended up robbing Quan. He got the combination safe. He got diamonds. He got cash. Yeah. We handled Quan, but before he got handled, he did tell Marvin he needed to be worried about the people behind his operation. And I'm like, that's another thing too. Because as what Unique state to Pop and Snaps later on in the episode, Quan is just like a face. He's just a body, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? Because there's numerous people that's able to take his place, that one monkey don't stop no show. All right. So yes, Quan can be replaced. And then we also have to think about the people that's backing Quan's organization, because this don't look good. This don't look good. And Rock did mention to Marvin later on in the episode when they left the Connect's house, Unique will not suspect us unless he get tipped off or there's a clue on them doing it. And I'm like, well, Rock, honestly, anything that is done bad in Jamaica Queens, he's gonna blame you anyway. So Unique does not need proof, obviously, to blame you for ish. So, but I get what she's saying. So that leads me to believe, like, hey, did Marvin leave like some evidence or something to where somebody will speculate? Now, we already know the NYPD and Raising Kanan, they suck, okay? So I don't expect them to do a good job, but I'm just worried about the people who's behind Quan and his organization, because per Snap and Rocks, I said Rocks, Lord Jesus, Snap and Pops, this episode, when they was talking to Kanan, it was like, yeah, word on the street, it was Rock. So, but that's the same thing too. Like, I don't know. I can't even take their word for face value, honestly, because they manipulate in their own way. So I can't really trust what they say, but at the same time, they do be having their ear to the streets. So it's hard to determine, what we can and cannot believe when it comes to the serial crew. What's up, Nicole Taylor? Cupcake, how y'all doing? Please like the video. So I'm a little nervous, y'all. I'm a little nervous because we don't need no more problems, okay? And I'd be stressed out because we got to figure out if this is going to come back to haunt us, okay? Marvin already got too many arrows pointing at him, and I'm stressed out. Like, Marvin is my uncle, okay? Call me PG Thomas, if you will, because This is my family at this point, and I need to know what's going on. All right. So we see, oh Lord, Imani over there trying to get Lou to open up his heart and his mouth because she decided to open up her legs. And I'm like, girl, please, like, she aggravating the hell out of me. Like, who sent you? Who sent you, Imani? Because I don't know. Like, she's pressing too hard. She's a good-looking girl. Seemed like she got, her head on straight, college graduate, all the good things. Like, don't get me wrong, Lou is cute or whatever, but why are you literally throwing your pee at this man like this? Like, the way she is over there calling him baby and caressing him and demanding all these questions and answers. And I'm like, girl, you just met this man. Why are you so invested? Like, I don't know. Like, did Lowell really put her on Lou to really, make sure, he knows everything that's going on with Lulu, which is interesting because, yeah, Lowell knows Lou have a past, but is she pretty much his babysitter, his handler at this point? I don't know. I mean, she do be saying Lou be putting it down. And that's probably part of the reason she probably thought, oh, this is going to be a regular job. But she was like, no, he putting it down too good. I need to lock this man down. Like, she is over there just trying too hard, like asking if he got other women and, just asking him to open up his feelings and talk to her. When she mentioned like talking, I was like, oh, yeah. We can't trust her. I'm sorry. I'm not trusting this chick. And granted, she did mention, yes, he just lost his mom and all that. But I don't trust her. Like I said before, she gives that girl that be acting like she want to be cool and is all right with, their situation, but always going to be wanting more. Like, and I feel like Lulu keep promising this chick stuff. Like, I'm not going to leave. I'm never going to hurt you. But Lulu, if you have any thoughts of going back to Jessica or that you really can't put into this relationship that she's requesting, she's gonna go bat-ish crazy. Like, she gives ticky ticky boom boom cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, she gives Fatal Attraction. Like, I hope there's no bunnies over there in Queens that she can start cooking, because I'm a little nervous for Lulu because she's crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. She hasn't really shown necessarily like insane actions, but it's in her. It's in her. You can't tell me no different. This chick is crazy. Like, something is fishy. And she gonna tell Lulu, I could find other work too. Well, find other work. Go by. Have 50, 11 jobs. Be a Jamaican, if you will. Shout out to the Jamaicans. You know what I'm saying? They always know their work. But I'm just saying, girl, get all the jobs you want. Like, why are you pressing so hard on Lulu? And don't get me wrong. Lulu was a good catch, on some level, but like, come on, play it cool. That's the thing. Like, play the cool chick. Like, she pissing me off. I'm sorry. And I want to believe she has good intentions and pure intentions, but I can't. I'm sorry. Blame the power universe. I can't trust nobody. Everybody's over there with a motive. What's up, Torian? Thank you for coming through. Stephen Harris, Tamika's Den. Thank y'all for coming through. Candy Love. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Torian, you said, hey, Pastor, Auntie PG, the first Sunday happens to be my birthday. And because of that, I raided the juice cabinet. No one gets to sip to their cotton mouth for all you. Today's your birthday. Yeah, you are a Taurus, right? It's Taurus season. Okay. Happy birthday. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Torian. Happy birthday to you. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. I would say the smooth sounds of PG, but that was low-key like a rough sound of PG. But I hope you have a blessed and beautiful birthday, Torian. Tell him happy birthday in the chat, y'all. Tell him happy birthday is a blessing to see another year, of course. So yes, Imani, she gotta go. She gotta go. I'll be okay if she don't get to see another birthday. Kanan has lunch with Juke, and It looks like they're meeting up at the little same little, I forgot what it's called. I want to say it's called Lamont's, at the same little diner that the family was, used to frequent. It looks like it from the outside, like the little shot. So that's interesting now that, seems like they're the only two that's now meeting at Lamont's versus the whole family. And of course, I feel like that if that's true, that's, the writing giving us hints in terms of what we are to see in the future. The family is kind of phasing out. They're all doing their own thing. And now left to kind of pick up the pieces of the family is Juke and Kanan. So maybe, this is going to be their thing for the future. Kind of picking up the family tradition, but also showing the transition of the family dynamics. Because, of course, we all assume we're going to have to phase out the Thomas siblings at some point to continue Kanan's story. But he pretty much saying, it got to be OC that took his bread. OC is nowhere to be found. And, Juke was like, yo, did you talk to his moms yet? He was like, nah, but I'm going to. She was like, nah, you're a little too angry. I could have like a woman's touch, okay? I could not be so studdish, and I could go ahead and talk to her. So, Juke, just know, Kanan is not good for looking for people. Like, that's not his forte, because how has OC been missing for several days, and day number 2, you not knocking on his mom's door? Like, if I think you took all my bread, I'm going to your mom's house. That's the first stop. That is the first stop I'm going to. I am going to your mom's crib. I'm trying to figure out where your cousins stay at, where your auntie stay at, what nursing home your grandma at. If she not in a nursing home, what little community center she gonna be at. I'm going to your favorite restaurants. I'm going to everywhere. If you still going to school, I'm popping up at the school. If you know what I'm saying, got a specific pharmacy you going to, because you always got allergies, I'm going to your doctor's appointments. Like, I'm going everywhere that you have ever been in your entire life, OC, because you stole all my bread. Like, Kanan, you are horrible at tracking people down, because your bestie was over there missing for months, and you ain't started looking for your bestie until there were suspicions. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You was not checking for famous, and you clearly don't care about your bread, because you're not really doing your due diligence when it comes to OC. Makes no sense. Let me have I wouldn't have been stupid enough to have all my bread in one place and just have it in an empty storage unit. I would never do that. But let me be caught slipping. Oh yeah. We're going to have some problems. I'm going to the employees at the storage unit. I'm checking to see if, this is the 90s, but I'm still checking to see if they have cameras or some type of, like, we going to find some answers, okay? I'm going to go ahead and get me a CSI kit. I'm going to start lifting fingerprints from locks. Okay, I would have been over there just peeling off fingerprints. Okay, we got to process this. We got somebody that can process these fingerprints somewhere in the hood. Like, I'm not playing. I'm on your neck, OC, or whoever took my bread. All this gossip be around Jamaica Queens, but there ain't no gossip about who took your bread. Get out of my face, Kanan. Get out of my face. You don't be trying to look for people. You be so caught up and obsessed with your mom and blaming her for every damn thing. You not taking care of business. You asking the wrong people the right questions. Speaking of famous, Juke asked for an update. So he was like, well, I kind of got an idea, but I'm not 100%, which is kind of interesting that it just seems though in the previous episode, he was 100% sure. Because if you was not 100% sure that Rock put down Fame, why tell Crystal that? You could have told Crystal the same thing. I'm not 100% sure. Like, you were so sure 2 days ago. Now the percentage dropped. Now is at what, 97%? Like, Kanan, get it together. But Rock, she was like, nah, no way. Like, she loved Fame. Like, no way. She would never do that. And he was like, well, she loved D-Wiz too. And this is the interesting part, right? Because I believe that was season 1, right? Where Lou got off the bus, I think from going to see Nicole. She saw D Wiz get in the car with Lulu. But they never really followed up with that. Like, I don't recall any other conversation that Kanan had with Juke regarding D Wiz. So was this the first time they're kind of discussing or kind of hypothesizing, well, not hypothesizing, because Rock did tell Kanan that she did D Wiz in, and she explained why. But I don't know. It seems like this is the first time where Kanan is kind of confirming to Juke that Rock did it, because they never really followed up with that scene, from my knowledge and my recollection, with Juke seeing Lulu with D Wiz on, the last night D Wiz was alive. So that was kind of interesting, because up until that moment, Juke was like, hell no. Nah. But when they, panned into her face, she was looking like, you may be on to something. You know what I'm saying? You may be on to something. But I don't know. Like, Kanan has some solid points on some level, but at the same time, you're so focused on Rock because you over here talking about her connections and paying off the popo, but you over here with your fairy godparents snapping pops. They got the same situation, but there is something that is said in this episode, and I feel like if they revealed that to us, I would have probably went to snapping pops a little sooner. Well, I never really got to them because I was like, everybody's on the board. I wasn't sure exactly who did Fame in, but let me just say this before I forget. The fact that Unique, when he met with Snapping Pops, and he pretty much stated like, yo, I'm sure like Kanan is the only taste you're getting. I wasn't aware of that. Like, the way they presented Snapping Pops is like they got their hand in everything, which I'm sure they got a business. I'm sure they got their hands in everything. But I was under the assumption that they was over here getting tastes and, kickbacks from multiple drug dealers or multiple drug deals on some level. I wasn't aware that Kanan was their only source when it comes to the game. And if I felt like if I really knew that information, or if it was confirmed on the show, I would have probably had them at least number 2 on my list. Because yes, they would have to protect their investment. I'm not thinking necessarily that it's them and that they put down Fame, because in my head, they got their hands in multiple drug dealers' pockets. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What's up? I don't know if I said what's up, DeMarcus, earlier, but if I haven't, I'm sorry. What's up, Flex? How are you? Yeah, Flex, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Because Jukebox, I don't know. I'm questioning her at this point. I'm really questioning her. But yeah, Kanan is stuck on, Rock being a prime suspect when it comes to Famous. And he pretty much said it like, ain't if she would do. And he turns around and said, I'm going to ask Snap and Pop. So, poor boy. Oh, God. And I'm being sarcastic. Not poor boy. So, we immediately see O to the M, F, and C at Neek's spot. And I'm like, OC, where the hell you been at? Because he just said he was here for hours. But you've been missing for days. Where the hell you been at, OC? You could have been at Costa Rica by now. Like, why are you still in Jamaica, Queens? What's up, Brillo? He said, yeah, he just had to whoop Kanan. And it hurt. It hurt. I mean, I hope it hurt him more than it hurt you. He needs an evaluation. I mean, we already know the poor boy needs therapy, but he ain't going to get it because we don't believe in that, especially in the 90s. That was not something that was... I mean, we do see Marvin and Lulu in therapy on some level, but hey, it is what it is. So, OC is being a natty-ass mosquito, right? because, you know, we got Jersey over here at Neek's spot. They over here chilling. We got blunts going around. We got drinks. We having a good old time. We got our drip on. We making bread. Like, it's a good day. It's giving every bit of what Ice Cube was talking about, right? But all OC goes to the biggest nigga. He goes to the biggest nigga and tugging on his fur coat. When Neek coming back? Where Neek coming back? Where Neek? I'm like, bruh, read the MF in room. You seem like a smart kid. Read the MF in room. And he was like, yo, when Neek get here, he get here. Like, get off me. So as soon as Neek gets in there, he dapping everybody up, greeting everyone as he should, because he has manners on some level. He can't even properly go through the room without OC was like, Neek, Kanan knows. He was giving, what was Roscoe from Martin knocking at the door with a snotty ass nose? That's what he was giving. Annoying ass little boy. Like, what are you doing? So I'm scared Kanan may come looking for me. So to me, if I was Neek, I'm like, oh, you scared than Kanan and you scared than me? Like, what are we talking about, OC? You worried about Kanan, but you're not worried about me? And so, of course, sometimes Unique has logic. He was like, yo, if that's the case, won't it look weird you coming in and out of my spot? Like the math not mathing. But OC's telling him, yo, I got to get out of town. I got a friend in Florida. I got to go. I'm like, damn, you got to pee or you got to leave town? Like, what's going on, OC? You effing the vibe up in here. We chilling. We looking good. We feeling good. We high. We tipsy. Like, come on, relax. And the mere fact he says he think Kanan knows I help you take that cash. Like, I need to see the scene. Like, did y'all really cheat us out the scene, Power Writers? Because I need to know the exact, like, logistical plan that occurred when it came to taking that money. Because OC said he helped Unique take the cash. So did you do all the intel and just tell Unique where it was at? And you never saw the money? Or did you see the money and you took 50-11 trips to your car and load the money in your car and then drove it to Unique? Like, I need to know what happened. Because if you had access to that bread and Unique wasn't around and you did not take a percentage for yourself, you deserve to be put down. Because you've been missing for a week. Why are you just showing up now? So when you gave Unique the bread, or when you found out Unique first got the bread, you didn't immediately have your hand out? You took the bread on Tuesday. Why are you at Neek's on Friday? You should have been there Tuesday night, minimum. This don't make sense, OC. Like, what are we doing here? And they make it a scene. Shout out to Mo.J. He had an interview with the actor. I didn't catch all of it because it was a long day. But I saw a part of it, and the actor was like, no, he wasn't on drugs. He really, truly just had allergies or what have you. But it's giving crackhead moves. Because what are we doing? And then in the midst of this conversation, you can tell Onique got bad news. I said Onique. Lord Jesus, I done created a whole situation. Unique was told by I can't remember the guy's name. I'm so sorry. From Jersey, he was told that Quan got put down. So amidst the you nagging Unique, you can see he has received some bad news. OC. Again, you're not reading the room. Like, this man got bad news. He's screaming something about Rock. And you still take it upon yourself to be tugging on this man's clothing, begging and pleading for bread. You should have sat your happy ass down in that corner and sat there until Ish was calm. And then, hey, Unique, do you have a sec? Do you mind if I partake in a percentage of the bread because the bread probably gone. Unique got new couches in the tailor shop. He probably got 15 new MCM and Gucci jackets, 5 new furs, 3 new chains. Pernessa, she probably laced up. Little Romy Rome got 16 pair of Jordans. Pernessa went crazy in the grocery store. We have more, more big TVs in the penthouse. The bread is gone, OC. The bread is gone. Like, what are we doing here? What's up, Detroit? Thank you for coming through. Brillo said thank you to Snap and Pop for turning that sucker's water off. What's up, RC? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate y'all. So OC was over there crying about wanting to go, and as a favor, Unique let him go. And he damn near he emptied the clip damn near on my boy. I mean, it was at least seven shots. At least 7 shots. I was like, God damn. I mean, he flew on that couch like he was like the Chucky doll. Like, I was like, God damn, Unique. And even Jersey was like, well, God damn. Now, Jersey, y'all was talking big-ish at the first meeting. Are y'all going to stick around? Because I feel like Unique got one more time to act a little crazy. Then the Jersey going to be like, nah, we good. We're going to go back across the bridge. We're going to go back across the bridge. Or, we good. We good. Let's find the nearest tunnel. We out of here. Because Unique a little too ticky boom boom around here. Okay. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, he really did not take no bread, y'all. And writers, like all this suspicious talk around OC. I don't know. Like, it seems like OC was just really weird. Granted, he was playing both sides, but he had to on some, he felt he had to. Like, I don't know. How did y'all feel about OC's demise? I mean, he had to go. He was a loose end at the end of the day, because if Nick would have given him bread, he still would have been a loose end, because you're over there shaking in your boots, crying, worried about and scared about Kanan. Like, if Unique would have let you out there alive, he don't know. He could have went over there. Think you went over there to Kanan and start running him out. Like, so you was in a bad position, OC. You couldn't have left that tailor shop alive. I'm sorry, sir. It is what it is. Yes, Akbar. Thank you so much, DeMarcus. I appreciate you. Hey, Angela Ward, how are you? I haven't seen your name before, so thank you for coming through. Angela Ward said, "Oh, see a kid. Gotta remember that." Yeah, I'm very aware. But he a kid enough to be over there handling books for another damn kid, Kanan Stark. And that's what I'm saying. Kanan had enough thought to be saving the bread. And yes, I do acknowledge that there is some immaturity there and lack of experience, but you got enough sense to be over here stalking Kanan, figuring out, he over there taking money, finding out where he got the money, told somebody else, i.e. Unique, where the money was. But you over here crying because you got to skip town? You ain't had $50 to go on a Greyhound, OC? What was the money at that you was getting paid for your regular paycheck per Kanan? You ain't saved none of that bread. You was still staying with your moms. I'm just saying. Because if you really wanted to leave town, you could have found a way to leave town. As soon as Unique approached your ass, you would be like, you know what? This not going to end well. Let me start saving up my bread. Because I'm going to have to leave town. Anywho, Lou is at the studio and B-Rilla is distracted, okay? He is over there. And just struggling to record, okay? You could tell he got something on his mind. So Lou let him out the booth. He was like, it ain't my rhymes. I got something else going on. So they asked the engineer to leave because we already know he can't be privy to this conversation. So B-Rilla tells Lulu about the whole situation with him being involved with the Lowell situation. Of course, Lou is pissed the F off and proceeds to call him an idiot or whatever the hell. And I'm like, yes, please tell him all, give him all the names, Lulu, because he is dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. We went over here, wasted thousands and thousands of bread, taking this fool out of jail for him to be doing some BS. I don't know. At this very moment, I can see Lulu, kind of like, damn, this is what Rock go through with Marvin. This is what Rock go through with Kanan, just cleaning up shit. Like, Lou, you growing up a little bit because now you finding yourself on cleanup mode. We'll get to that. We get back to that in a second, right? So Rock and Marvin, they meet with Hafiz. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Hafiz, y'all already know. The Connect, okay? So they're at his house, which is interesting, right? I mean, granted, the first time she has to come alone, but now he's even allowing the likes of Marvin to be in his house. So I'm like, okay, we getting some type of progress. This has me worried about something. And I'm just saying now before I forget, the mere fact that in the previews, we hear Stefano telling Rock that Marvin's been wanting to move up. I was straight pissed off, y'all. I was pissed. I said, oh, Stefano, we doing this? So I'm just hoping, because the way they edited the trailer, Rock immediately made like a denial face, right? So I don't know if it's a denial, like, damn, Marvin, this nigga, or just, no, not Marvin. That's my brother. He would never do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how Rock is going to really take that news. But the mere fact that, Marvin is inching in certain areas, I hope Rock is not believing it. And this is why Marvin should have stepped to her first and let her know, like, yo, this is what Stefano told me. I don't know if he just think it wasn't really important per se or what. But Marvin, we got problems. So we get an ETA for the work, right? And the plug say it's going to be there within a week. So, of course, Rock is happy as hell, all right? And so they leave, and she was like, we changing the game all over again, Marvin. And this is the thing. I feel like Rock is going to get to a place, because she's almost there, y'all. She's almost there. She's going to get to that place where she always wanted, the very top. And I feel like right when she get there, everything's going to start crumbling the F down, which is pissing me off because it's everybody else's fault. She just over here trying to sell her work, and everybody else making dumb hood rat ass decisions, blocking that. Oh, this is nepotism for you guys. This is nepotism. What in the Bronny James is going on here? So Rock tells Marvin, like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and meet with David, make sure he good. You go over here and make sure the restaurants is good, right? But we never saw in this episode Marvin going to the restaurants, because from the last time we saw, Unique's crew was over there at the restaurant. So it's interesting. We never saw Marvin check on the restaurants. So I don't know. I don't know about that part yet. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe that's going to be an issue coming forward. So David is over there. He only concerned with his MF and love life, okay? Like Rock is his therapies. And I love Patina. And this cast does a great job with their nonverbal cues. Like Rock, you can tell when she's frustrated and she's over there listening to somebody say some ish she ain't trying to hear. And you can see her facial expression was like, I'm trying my best to hold back, because Rock got a mean tongue lashing that's available. Okay, she will curse you out with a quickness, but she's trying her best because she need David. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna hear this fool talk and ramble for about 2 minutes. He got about 2.5 minutes before I start getting in his ass, because Rock don't got no patience at all, not for the BS. Like I saw this, type of expression when it came to David. She had that earlier in the season when Stefano was over there talking big ish to the plug. Like you could tell she be trying to hold back, because what Rock understands, and this is what a boss needs to know, is a time and a place to open your mouth. Like you really have to understand how to read the room and check temperatures. And Rock is good with that. She know how to play her position until it's necessary. So David is over there talking about his love life or whatever. He's an effing wreck, right? And Rock is like, yo, I need to know if you can handle this work or not, because you can't F this up. I need you. And then she noticed there's a shortage of employees and everything. He's talking about there's payroll issues. I'm saying, is there payroll issues? Are you smoking up the company money? And we already know David ain't used to handling the finances, the logistics, nothing when it comes to the company. So Rock, this is kind of pretty much a hole in your situation. We need to go on Indeed.com or whatever the hell, Craigslist. We need to find a replacement. We need to go back in time and find a replacement, because David is not qualified to do anything. All he's ready about is throwing parties, redecorating, and his love life. He don't give no ish about moving no work. And even he explains, yeah, it don't take no, graduate degree or whatever to drive no trucks. All right, cool. But make sure when this work come in, you got people ready to drive them trucks, okay? Like, I don't want to hire none of your drunky friends to be over here. Oh my God, I would be pissed off if he goes over there and his friends be high as hell and they over there driving Rock's work, get in some accident or be some bullish. Like, I can see that happening. We got a dead David, y'all. But that's the thing. Who are we going to replace? But Rock, you could go ahead and find a replacement. We not trusting Marvin, but we got to figure this out. We got to pull in. We got to pull in Unc. He got to help us, because we over here, we don't got our ish in order, and this is a problem. What's up, Dexter? You said Rock should have taken David to therapy like she did Lou. One, she ain't trying to lose no more bread. Two, she knows she gonna need to replace him if that was to happen. But David, he's the type to be sneaking in work or calling for work while he in rehab. That fool is gone. He is definitely gone. So yeah, this is the problem. Another problem is Detective Garcia. I swear to God, he needs to be dropped by minute 47 of episode 9, because he's getting on my damn nerves. Now, he goes to the tailor shop, and now he's pressing Unique about Ronnie. So they have a conversation, and he pretty much is asking Unique what Ronnie and Howard's, relationship like. And of course, Unique, he's like, I don't know, because truly he don't effing know. And if he did know, he still wouldn't tell, because for the most part, Unique ain't no snitch. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was a perfect opportunity. I feel like Unique will probably do some dry snitching. I ain't gonna lie. He hasn't proven himself to be a snitch yet. But I feel that if the right opportunity comes, even though snitching is horrible, you definitely don't want that title on your head when it comes to the hood. But if he can snitch on a low, he probably would. But I don't see Unique doing that. I really don't see him do that. I really don't. But I don't put nothing past nobody, okay? But yeah, I don't really see Unique as a snitch. But Garcia about Howard, Unique, and Ronnie being partners, Unique being snaked by Howard and Ronnie, sending him on quote-unquote vacation, then Unique over there retaliating. But he's like, oh, but I'm still putting the pieces together. Garcia, shut the hell up. Get out of my face with all this. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, Garcia? And then he's over there threatening Unique, like, I could pretty much charge you for capital crime. So I'm a little nervous, because we already know sometimes the popo don't need much. They just need somebody to blame. So I don't know. I don't know if this foreshadowing or what. They probably gonna try to frame Unique if they can't figure it out. Will Rock do it? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I feel like Rock really, that's gonna be a debate. But I really, I don't know. But I did say early in the season I could see Unique getting locked up. Because I mean, just deading him again, that would be mad annoying to me, like for real. So, what's up, Stephen Harris? Thank you for coming through. Garcia is cool. Yeah, he was a clown. He asked Unique, "You think I'm a clown?" Unique was like, "Yeah." I tried to spare you. I mean, I'm trying to confirm if it was a rhetorical question or not, but you didn't confirm. So yes, I'm gonna tell you in your face that you a clown. Like, what are you doing over here? You desperate. Because now you want to do all this work, all this detective work. Where were you? How long have... It's probably been 4 months at this point. Now you want to be investigating. You was over there chilling at the vending machine and eating donuts at a department. Famous get missing. Now you want to start investigating everything. Garcia, get out of my face. Get out of my face. And yeah, Captain Baptiste, where the hell you at? I know we're gonna see you soon. I don't know what to say about his ass. So the serial crew meet with Kanan at the park, y'all. And they're asking him, and it was kind of low-key a test. Does he know who put down Quan? And Kanan was like, my golly, gee, like, gosh, like, I had no clue that Quan got put down. Like, what are you guys speaking of? And so you could tell by the body language, and I love this too. The body language between Snap and Pops is top tier. Like, I love how they can, like, and this is something that happens amongst partners, romantically and business-wise, or just even friends. If y'all been friends for a long time, you guys are so in sync and, so on par with your nonverbal cues when it comes to communicating with each other. You can just have like subtle looks at each other or subtle gestures, and you know how to proceed in conversations or how to communicate. And I love this between Snap and Pops because, they can just kind of look and side-eye each other or kind of make a little head nod. And, they're communicating in their own way, but the other person, they may notice it, but may not think of anything of it, or not know exactly what it means. So I definitely love that. I love that about their dynamic. I don't love them, but I love that about their dynamic. So yes, Kanan is clueless, but I think it's Pop. Pop is the woman. I always get them confused, but she pretty much was like, yo, word on the street, well, all this drama going down, they saying it's Rock that did it. So, of course, they be testing Kanan, see how much he knows, one, especially if they think or heard Rock was behind it. They also trying to gauge how much Rock and Kanan communicate. Because we already know they're trying to wedge. They're trying to pretty much put a wedge between Rock and Kanan. They already know there's one there, but they're pretty much trying to separate them as much as they possibly can, which is going to be to their detriment, okay? But they switched the conversation, and Kanan was like, hey, I heard y'all got connects with the Popo. Well, you know what? I need them. There's so much going on in this scene, which I enjoyed. But they pretty much asked them to use their police connect to find out who put down Famous, right? And maybe because we're the viewers and Kanan is a quote unquote kid when it's convenient, he's not picking up the low key guilt that they're putting down, because their immediately was like, well, how do you know we got connects? How do you know this? How do you know that? You know what I'm saying? But when Kanan visited y'all, whenever that was, and the Popo was leaving, he was like, damn, y'all over there, y'all mess with everybody. And Snap was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, we got to pay them so they won't F with us. So you don't remember that conversation? You don't remember Kanan seeing you with the Popo? Are y'all shook a little bit? Is your slip coming undone? because y'all being real suspicious right about now. So they're asking him like, yo, who do you think did it? And he was like, I don't know. That's what I'm asking y'all. And I love the fact that he didn't say Rock, because if they would have got that little piece, they would have ran with that and tried to frame Rock for it. I swear to God they would. I swear to God. So I'm so happy that Kanan did not say. Because it's weird, right? Because it seems like he already made his mind up. But I don't know if it's just wanting to, because it's like he wants it to be Rock to satisfy his own frustration with his mother. But I feel like logic is sneaking in a little bit and him being like, I'm not 100% sure. Because I feel like I don't even want to credit Kanan with intuition. But I feel like a small part of him was like, I don't know. I don't know if my mother did it or not. You know what I'm saying? What's up, HEA? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Princess Kylie says, I'm sick of Kanan. Thank you for coming through. I haven't seen your name before. So anybody that's new, please subscribe if you don't mind, okay? Princess Kylie said, how Kanan talk about his mother having cops in her pocket, but failed to think that Snap and Pops have cops in their pocket as well. That's the thing, is the pieces are there, you guys. But like, just like Crystal stated later on in the episode, that, hey, you pretty much are frustrated with your mom so much that anything that goes wrong, you automatically blame her. So his frustrated with his mom is clouding his better judgment. Because the math is there. The math is there. It's not even algebra you got to figure out. It's simple addition, Kanan. But the problem is, he's not thinking. And I can see, because part of the audience, like part of me was like, hold up. I don't even see why Snap and Pops would need to do that. And that's what I'm saying. The only part, me finding out that Kanan is the only drug dealer that they're pretty much in cahoots with, that they're benefiting from. If I would have knew that beforehand, I probably would have came to the conclusion as well. So I don't even know if Kanan knew that pretty much he's their bread and butter. So, I don't know. But not to say Kanan shouldn't expect, like, hey, I got to look at everybody because I can't trust everybody. But that's what I'm saying. His judgment is cloudy right now because he's pissed off with his mother. So, Pops, and this is the thing, and this is pivotal in this conversation as well, right? That should have opened Kanan's eyes. Because they're pretty much straight clowning him, talking about the company he keeps. He pretty much just hanging around clowns, and he's the biggest effing clown. So that should have bring off to Kanan like, yo, who the hell is they talking about? What company are they referring to? Like, Kanan, that's not coming in your head. That's not processing. Like, who are they talking about? Talking about I'm a clown and a company I keep. They're pretty much telling you they're dealing with the clowns that you refuse to deal with. They're putting the clowns down, Kanan. I'm just saying, they're not talking in riddles. They're pretty much telling you it is what it is. But like I said, his familial issues is clouding the judgment. So... and I hold Kanan very much accountable, but I am going to say from the writer's perspective, and I feel like if we were to ask the writers why Kanan's having such a hard time with this as well, they're also probably going to draw in the fact that, hey, not only is Kanan having this strained relationship with his mom, his best friend died, OC, that's developing as we speak, and, his bread is gone. His grandmother just died. So yes, Kanan has a lot he's juggling right now. So I do appreciate the fact that he's not over there just telling them what he thinks about his mother. Because at the end of the day, Kanan loves his mother. He pretty much saved his mother from Ronnie. But he also knows, even though he's pissed off with his moms, he knows that Snap and Pops will probably want to deal with Rock if Kanan knows. He definitely knows if he put Rock's name in certain conversations and use her name as an answer to certain questions, that she may be in danger to Snap and Pop's wraths. But because he don't want his moms to die. At the end of the day, he don't want her to die, so he's still low-key trying to protect her as well. It's complicated, you guys. It's complicated. So they pretty much conclude their conversation, but they pretty much tell Kanan, like, yo, ask around when it comes to what happened with Quan, because shit can get real. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing, though. Kanan is on a lower level than y'all. Y'all ears are always to the streets. Don't be dependent on Kanan in regards to what happened to Quan. That's y'all level. Y'all told Unique, y'all the adults. So I don't know if they put that in there because they really trying to investigate and really think that is Rock and want Kanan to really come to the conclusion as Rock, or are they trying to throw his sin off because they trying to redirect the conversation when it comes to Famous. But at the end of the day, Kanan only met Quan once. How is he going to investigate? Yes, he can have his ear to the streets, but y'all really got y'all ears to the streets. Y'all have your eyes and noses to the streets as well. So, Seven Pops, whatever. I ain't gonna lie. One of them got to drop. And I can see Snaps dropping. Because his Pops, her mouth is getting real feisty as well. She always had a smart little mouth, but the way she was digging into certain people in this episode, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know. They're gonna have to be put down, y'all. But when Kanan leaves, they pretty much confirms that they put down Famous via two messy ass cops. Yeah, y'all. This was a pretty good scene. I also took note in this episode, we are seeing Snap and Pops outside of their typical element. We are seeing them, in parks. We are seeing them on rooftops. I don't know. It seems like the writers are also telling us something. They're hinting that the possibility of exposure. They're not just necessarily in the comfort of their bar. Now we're seeing them in different elements. So I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like the writers are also telling us a story. Snap and Pops are going to get exposed. And I'm not mad at it, okay? We see Marvin. He does his regular pickup at Early's, right? And Marvin asks him, hey, what happened to that maid guy? That you was over there complaining you can't collect on. So Early confirms that him and his cousin Londell put the maid guy down. And Marvin was like, so he paid his debt off, right? Early said, nah, he can't, his money not really good. So not only did you murk this maid guy, you didn't even get no bread from him. So you short a maid guy and $10,000. How does that make sense, Early? You might as well kept him alive because he wasn't paying you any damn way. Like, what was the point? What lesson are you going to teach? Because when you put somebody down, if they didn't pay you, that pretty much let everybody else know, like, yo, we can't play because they over here murking fools for not paying their debts. And one thing, you being a moolie over here murking maid guys, that's not something you want to make an example of, because they're going to make an example of you, because that would not benefit you to be murking maid guys. Like, nah, that was very much audacious of you, and that is a problem. And then Marvin also notes that Londell got a big ass mouth. And the guy that Early replaced, he was over there skimming off the books, right? Stefano knew that. I know Stefano looks at these books. So Stefano, all he's going to have to do is put two and two together, like, oh, such and such, Carmine or whatever, he owed $10K. Carmine got fished out of the river. The math is going to math early. Like, what are we doing here? The math is going to math. He's going to put 2 and 2 together. Now, if you would have got the 10K and still put Carmine down, and I'm just saying a random mob name, if you put Carmine down and got paid, it would have been less suspicious. But the mere fact that you got a whole hole of 10K and we're missing a maid guy, like, that's going to track back to you. I'm sorry. Like, what was even the point? The only positive I could have seen is the fact that you murking him would not have allowed him to place any more debts and thereby growing his debt. But at the end of the day, this was stupid. This was stupid because you didn't even get paid early. Stupid. Juke goes to OC's house, which is something that should have been done several days ago, but that's neither here nor there. And his horny ass brother is more concerned with finding an orgasm than his brother OC. And I'm over it. Like, you over here looking like a whole stud. Yeah, she's cute, but she over here looking like a whole stud. And you over here, not saying there's nothing wrong with studs, but you should know you ain't her type, bruh. You ain't her. You coming to the door drinking a jug of water. Talk about, yeah, I know what OC at when she get inside. Because he act like he cooking. He take off his coat or whatever, and he pressing up on Juke. And then he tries to sexually assault her. But I'm glad Juke put him in his place. Like, I love Juke's evolution in terms of the growth. Now, I don't like the fact that I don't like certain things about her actions in this season, but we're seeing like her possible hatred for men. We saw how she was going, what she was going through in the army. She was over here getting, catcalled, by those Wall Street dudes on the way to the bar, talking about they like black girls. They was being very disrespectful. And now she pretty much almost got, not almost got, she would have never let it went there, but she got assaulted. He could be put down too. I mean, just make it a 2-for-1. I'm just saying. But apparently he ain't see OC in a week. So we see Snap and Pops. They meet with the officers that they tasked to murk Fame. And they pretty much telling them like, yo, y'all getting sloppy. People over here asking questions. And they was like, who? The Stark kid? So they're very familiar with Kanan. And they also confirmed again, like, yo, we asked you to handle this because we was concerned what he was saying would track back to us. So that gives us the full answer, right? So they're pretty much going to now do some more bullish. That's all I'm going to say for right now. Unique, he meets with Phil Russo. And so they're talking about Quan. He had let him know, like, yo, Quan got put down. And Phil was like, bruh, I'm going to need you to chill. Because you blaming your girlfriend for everything, even though Rock pretty much did it on some level. She used Marvin to do it. But Phil was like, I'm not trying to go to war. Especially if there's no confirmation Rock did it. Like, this is speculation at some point, Unique. So I'm going to need you to chill out. But just be clear, this is your business, not mine. Like, I'm good. I'm good. I got my hands in so many different pots, Unique. Like, you was just the cherry on top. I mean, he didn't say that, but that's how the mob be working. They be having their hands in everything. Sanitation, shaking down local businesses. They be having gambling. They do it all. You know what I'm saying? So drugs are sometimes just a little piece, a little extra on the side. A little, town home in Boca Raton, Florida. Like, that's how they do. And Phil was like, matter of fact, he was like, yo, just go ahead and get another connect. But at the end of the day, make sure you have my money regardless of the weather. Whether it's raining or shining, I don't care. The sun could be up or it could be a thunderstorm, but I need to make sure you have my bread. And Unique is very much stressed out, but I'm like, Unique, I'm pretty sure you probably spent all the bread you've been stealing from Rock and Kanan, but if you were smart, you would have had some reserves, i.e. Snap and Pops, what they told Kanan. You could have broke Phil off with something. because we don't necessarily know how much Kanan had in that chest, but I'm sure you could have came to Phil with a little bit of payment to satisfy him just a little bit. But no, you want to go ahead and get your custom Gucci and everything. Your priorities is fucked up. I'm sorry. I know it's first Sunday, you guys, but hey, it is what it is. But Unique, he pretty much is upset. He was like, we looking like straight biatches up in here. And one thing we know about Unique, he cares about his reputation. Shout out to Marlon Stansfield from The Wire. He says, my name is my name. So at the end of the day, Unique, you got to figure some ish out. You got to figure it out. That's what I'm saying. So Lou visits Kenyatta, pretty much asking him to leave Be Real alone, like he Be Real a bigger brother. And so Kenyatta's associate, I forgot his name really quickly. What is that guy's name? Julius. And he sees Julius is strapped. But, you know, Lulu is not on that type of time right now. Lulu wants to make sure he has the upper hand in situations. So he politely backed down. He was like, you know what? You got it. You got it. Because we already know. Once I stay playing, I don't know if y'all noticed, but there's specific music that they be playing that lets you know ish ain't over. So when Lou was over there leaving the bookstore, we already know. He's coming back for that ass, okay? But Kenyatta, he was sure that he had the upper hand because he was pretty much saying, yeah, we're going to have to reunite Brother Lou and Be Realer with the ancestors real soon. Like, Kenyatta got to go because I'm tired of him talking in riddles and shit. Like, Dr. Umar, get the hell out of here because I'm over you. Jesus Christ. So we at Rock's house. And it looks like her and Marvin about to have a little celebration. We about to pop bottles. We about to have a good old time talking about how much money we about to make, how we going to spend this money. Marvin, you know, he's probably about to talk about how much hard bottoms he was about to purchase, how much, you know, smoke shirts he was about to have. He about to give him a new gold hoop. You know, Rock probably would talk about how many cat suits she got, you know, all drawn out for her. Like, it was about to be a good time. It was about to be a good time. Rock was over there trying to talk shop, giving Marvin an update on David. She was like, yo, you need to go over there to Stefano since y'all friends and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Since y'all cool all of a sudden. Let them know we about to be back in business. So Marvin was like, about that. Yeah, me and Stefano probably about to get in some mess. And I'm just going to let you know. And I appreciate this out of Marvin. I mean, it's still effed up, but I'm glad that he at least was transparent about this at this time. And he explains to Rock, yo, hey, I had Early step in with some bets. Early had a situation. He had to dead somebody that was cool with Stefano. But the problem is Early's cousin, Londell, was a part of it. Of course, even Rock knew, like, Londell, the one who be running his mouth. So she was like, I bet you dead in both of them. And of course, Marv was like, nah, Early ain't like that. She was like, no, you need to dead both of that. And this is the problem. Rock be giving you tasks and assignments, and you be trying to make other calls, Marvin. Trust her intuition. Just because you like Early, and she also say, hey, just because you getting broke off some bread, you don't want to murk Early. But also, Marvin just don't want to murk Early. You know what I'm saying? He likes Early on some level, so he don't want to dead him. But it's too late. Like, you can't be over here. This is bad. The fact that Marvin left Early alive, I just hope he gets to dead him before Early makes a bigger mess. But Rock cursed Marvin clean the F out, deservingly so. I be feeling bad for Marvin sometimes when he get cursed out, but sometimes you got to hear that ish, bro, because we are tired. Every season you over here messing with these Italians and you effing it up. Every season, Rock got to figure out a way how to keep you from getting murdered, how to keep you from getting locked up. We are tired, Marvin. We are tired. You done been demoted and promoted, and we are tired. And the only reason you the number 2 right now is because Lulu checked out. And he didn't want to do the work no more. So we rehired you and we're trusting you to get ish done. But you always effing ish up because you want to make your own plans and make your own decisions. This is not for you, Marvin. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's an ego thing or what. And I know you're tired of taking orders from your little sister, but it is what it is at this point. I'm tired, Marvin. I don't know. We can't save you but so many times. Because you never learn your lesson. This is like the 3rd time you over here playing with the mob like this ain't the mob. And I always complain about the Power Universe. They're bringing in all these different nationalities. They bring in the Italians. They bring in the Serbs. They, bring in all these other groups. And they always let us down because we always defeat the ops. So I am trusting Raising Kanan. Unfortunately, for the mob to come through and show us they about that action. And Lord knows I don't want that to happen. But Raising Kanan is more of a better story in terms of the writing. I feel they're going to show us that the mob ain't playing with us moolies. I'm sorry, they're not playing with us. Oh, Marvin, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do with you. I really don't. Q-Biz, what's up? Thank you for coming through. Flex, yes, I made that point maybe 2 episodes ago. That lady at the bookstore, she's going to be an issue. Because they could have just had the scene without her. But the fact that she's always there and the fact that Kenyatta said, yo, I trust her with my life, she's going to connect some dots. And I don't know how she's going to come into play. I hope she don't end up being a snitch. And Lou get either put down or locked up behind this. Ugh, I don't know. I don't like it. But she is definitely going to be an issue. Every time you see a character that's seen and not necessarily heard, or that's not necessarily saying anything because they're silent, you got to watch out for them. Dexter, what's up? You said Raising Kanan is a family show disguised as a show about drugs. Yeah, I don't even think it's a disguise. It's a crime show, yes, but it's definitely more about the dynamics versus, dealing drugs. Like, this is a family, but that's just their job. That's just the family business, So Rock is pissed off. She didn't even get to drink the bottle like she wanted to. She probably went to bed all angry and shit. Like, I'm upset for Rock. So Unique, he goes to Snapping Pops. And it was funny because they was like, damn, we see you more alive, see you more now, than when than back in the day, which is true because I'm like, yeah, he is popping up a lot more often. But he's pretty much just trying to have a little sales pitch, if you will. Unique has a way with words. So he's pretty much just telling like, yo, Rock out here slipping in these streets. I'm over here getting mad traction. Y'all pretty much want to team up with me. But Pops was like, yo, you talking real smooth for somebody who ain't got no connect. And Unique was like, yo, Quan was just pretty much a body. They're going to have 15, 20 people ready to replace him. And I'm like, that is possible. That's pretty true. I'm going to agree with that because I was like, yeah, Unique, you talking mad ish. You don't have no connect. But at the same time, we got to worry about the people that's backing Quan. Yes, they can have somebody that replaces Quan, but we don't know who's fully backing Quan. And they actually may have some hesitance to, I don't even know if that's a word. Is hesitance a word? I don't know, y'all, but it's Sunday. I can make up words. I don't care. But they will be hesitant to work with, people in Jamaica, Queens, or, Black people because they probably deem us as being messy. And I'm pretty sure Quan was reporting back to his boss, was like, yo, we got this Black moolie over here. She's mad dramatic. She ain't paying me the increase. Like, you don't know. So, Unique is very confident and full of himself, but that's who he is, right? So Unique, I don't know if this is a mistake. I feel like it may be, but he exposed who's backing him, which I feel like that's not really with people on Snaps and Pops level. They could find out things. So I don't know, but the fact that he did confirm he got Phil Russo backing him, and the fact that they're cool with Stefano, he was like, yo, we can, make a little peace treaty and we could all make some bread. And so, of course, they love an opportunity. They like bread. And this is when Unique calls out like, yo, we know Kanan is probably the only taste you're getting out of this. You know what I'm saying? And that's something, like I said, I did not realize that. The way they presented Snap and Pops is like they got their hands in everything. So at that point, I assume they got their hands in multiple drug dealers. Yes, we only see them with Kanan because this is a show about Kanan, but I don't know why. I just always assume they was getting bread from multiple people in terms of the drug business, because I feel like, of course, they got their hands in other businesses as well. So Snap and Pop's like, well, we'll get back with you. Have my people call your people. Unique was like, well, we need to make sure our people talk to each other soon. And of course, Pops is like, bruh, we said we'll get back to you. Like I ain't gonna lie, she chewed the hell out of Unique. I was like, damn, Pop, like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, baby girl. Like, what is going on here? Like, I don't know. That was interesting. She got a cold tongue too. I don't know. I would love to see a argument between her and Rock. She was bad, disrespectful. I was like, oh my God, calling him pretty much a crypt keeper. It was hilarious though. So we see Rock and Juke, they're packing up Mama Joyce's stuff. And I don't know, like, are we selling this house? Are we gonna keep it in the family? Somebody moving in? Like, what are we gonna do with this house? Well, she'll probably sell it to get some bread. She sold the last house. Anywho, Juke asked how grandma died exactly, which was interesting to me because y'all knew she was dying of cancer, right? So in my head, I would have just assumed that everybody else would assume that she just died of, I don't want to say natural causes, but, just died naturally from the cancer or whatever. But, I don't know. I feel like Juke, she's similar to Rock in a sense, and she'd be asking questions, not necessarily for the answer, but she's doing it to study how you deliver your response to determine your behaviors and determine if she can tell if you're lying or not. Because Juke is low-key a psychologist on some level. She reminds me of me on some level. Like, she be studying people. But Rock pretty much saying, Joyce pretty much let go. So she didn't really confirm that she was the one that assisted. But I'm like, at the same time, is that really necessary? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's necessary for Rock to be even sharing that information. Long as her brothers knew, I feel like that's fine. But Kanan and Juke are young adults, so they may not feel that way. But I don't know. I feel like Juke, the way, it's hard to read her sometimes. So I don't know if it's just her body language and her facial expressions, the way she receives news, or if she could tell like Rock is hiding something. I don't know. But she also, they also started talking about Famous. And, Rock was asking about, how Kanan is doing. And it's interesting, right? This is another situation where this is how Rock reminded me of Kanan a little bit. Because Rock, if you really cared about what happened to Famous, which that's probably not even, Famous is honestly probably number 10 on her to-do list anyway, but you have more pull to figure out what happened than Juke probably would. So why are you constantly asking Juke and Famous the information that they possibly gathered, but you got more clout in these streets to figure it out? Now, granted, you don't have a police connect. Andre's going, I got you. But it's interesting how it's like, Rock, I feel like you possibly could get that answer before Juke would. But it is what it is. Juke pretty much tells her, Kanan don't know nothing. Nobody don't know nothing. So this is the second time we saw Juke and Crystal both hold Kanan's thoughts and confidence, right? When it comes to Rock. I don't know. Like, I try to think, okay, if Juke would have told Rock that Kanan suspects her, how would that go? You know, because I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes is safer to be quiet and not get in the middle of stuff, but sometimes it's also better to share information. So I don't know. I don't know if, because that last scene when Juke and Kanan was meeting at the diner, it seems like the possibility of Rock putting Famous down. I feel like Juke probably can think it's possible, right? I think she probably thinks it's possible. So she's trying to feel out everybody, which is nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. I don't know if I love how Juke is moving right now. Because she will always share information with Rock, but at the same time, I think she's starting to value her relationship with Kanan as peers a lot more, because you know she's always been like the big sister, and she still kind of is the big sister, and it annoys me a little bit how Rock is always like, Juke, look out for Kanan, look out for Kanan. That shit get mad tiring after a while, especially coming from me, the oldest daughter. It's like, damn, Kanan grown low key, so why I always gotta look out for him? Y'all need to look out for me, because I'm over here wilding out. My mama just died. I just saw some crazy shit in the army. I'm over here gay in the 90s. My girlfriend died by way of your son. my latest girlfriend don't want me. I got a lot of shit going on, Rock. Why I always gotta be worried about Kanan's silly ass? That should be mad annoying. It's like, don't I got enough? I don't know. A part of me sometimes be wanting Juke, even though she's respectful. I be wanting her to be like, Rock, check on me, damn it, because goddamn it, I need help. But that ain't Juke's personality. That's not how she was raised. She's just always been raised to look after Kanan, even though she's the more dangerous one, right? But I don't know. I'm going to have to stay tuned and Juke when it comes to Kanan and Rock, because she do be in the middle of their mess. So sometimes it's good to clear and stay away. But the mere fact that even Rock knows if Kanan thinks he knows who murked Famous, he's going to do something stupid. So that was another thing. Like, damn, like, Juke, if you know this too, I don't know if she would ever think Kanan will murk Rock. But just to be on the safe side, I'm like, Rock, well, Kanan has the silliest idea, thinking you possibly have done it. We need to neutralize this Negro as soon as possible before he do something crazy. Like, I don't know. It's like Juke sometimes is so unreadable. We just gonna have to stay tuned, y'all. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. And that's the fact, too. Rock don't even know a lot the hell Juke been having going. She don't know Juke was over there busting shots and murking people. She probably don't even know. I'm sure she don't know about her catching bodies yet. Well, it was only one body. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Especially Rock, you know, she helped raise her on some level. So, Rock, you need to get some updates from Juke. Like, you need to check in on her. I don't want to say Kanan is a lost cause, but focus on Juke too. Come on now, stop doing that. Anywho, Marvin has a meeting with Stefano or Stefano, however you want to reference him as. I want to say it's Stefano. I feel like that's how he referred to himself in the third person, but don't quote me. So Stefano asked Marvin, you know, he's like, damn, you don't know who murked Quan? And of course, Marvin is playing dumb, rightfully so. But he's explaining, yo, we don't need to worry about nothing but this work that's about to come in, bro. We about to be swimming in drugs. So we need to make sure operations are in place. And Stefano was like, say less. Like, I'm already ready. Like, my crew at the ports, we are ready. Right? So Stefano also is trying to reel Marvin in, like, yo, we got a lot of drama in our very backyard. Like, we need to handle it. But Marvin is very dismissive, like, nah, we'll knock it out the park. Like, we ain't gotta worry about that. Like, Marvin is being very dismissive, and that's going to be an issue, right? And smoothly, Stefano, he pretty much works in a question about his friend that was found in the East River, right? And Marvin should already know. You already caught. Because even though Stefano tried to play it off like, yo, this seems like family business, but I want to know if you heard anything on your side of town. Because at the end of the day, why would any Moolies really know about y'all business like that? That's not really how it works. Y'all be knowing about Moolies business, but Moolies don't be knowing about y'all business, especially before y'all. So we already know Stefano is playing a little dance with Marvin because he know Marvin done effed up. He already figured it out. And probably by looking at the books. Because Early didn't get the 10K from the person that pretty much was in debt. And then the same person was fished out. And of course, who hired Early? Marvin. Like, it is really not rocket science. But the fact that Stefano was like, oh, whenever I find out who's behind this, they're going to be wearing concrete slippers. And Marvin was like, I hope it never comes in my size. He was like, it's one size fit all, bro. I was like, God damn. I don't want to see Marvin go, y'all. I don't want to see Marvin go. I'm not. I know something has to happen to him, but I'm not ready. Just check on me. Check on me. Okay, if I go ghost like OC before he got deaded, check on me, because that's going to be a hard one for me. I'm not even going to lie, y'all. Any of the Thomases is going to be a hard one. Speaking of OC, he's found in the trash, just like old boy from In Too Deep. So, yeah. Let's find him a nice little cute little casket. And, we got to, I don't know. We'll get into that in a second. First, let's talk about Kanan. Him and Crystal are in the apartment, right? So he comes in and, she over there cooking, being a nice little, little housewife or whatever. Look like she make a little spaghetti. And Kanan was like, she was asking Kanan, he found OC, right? He was like, nah, wherever he at is bad. Like, it's just effed up. OC gone, Fame is dead. Neek back on these corners. Like, I can't protect you. Like, you need to get out of New York. And she's trying to low-key stay, but he was like, there's nothing I can do. And that, you know what? I don't say I don't like Kanan. Kanan just frustrates me. But he does have some redeeming qualities. And I definitely like the fact that he was like, you know what? Let me put my ego aside. I can't really protect you like that. You got to go. I like you and all. I got feelings for you. But to keep you alive, you got to leave. You got to go to your cousins, your grandmoms. I don't care. But you got to leave New York. And I really appreciate that out of him. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have his ego when it comes to her. It's like, because, and keep it real, I can see Kanan be like, nah, you ain't got to go nowhere. I'm going to protect you. Like, no, he's not choosing that route. He already knows. Like, too many people is dying. He's not able to protect people. So he's choosing to put his ego aside and letting her go. And I like that about him for this scene, right? But she lets him know, like, yo, like, I was contrary to what you believe, Kanan, your mom, I don't believe she had anything to do with Famous. Like, I just think you're at a place where you don't trust her so much that you blame her for every little bad thing that happens, right? Which is true. Like, she clocked the hell out of Kanan. And it's funny because he didn't even rebuke that, or he didn't have no rebuttal or anything. He just told her, like, you gotta go. He like, I ain't about to argue about your mama. You could just go. I appreciate that, because I hope that resonated with him, though. Like, please. Because for the most part, Crystal has been right about damn near everything when it comes to Kanan and their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what she did with Juke, don't appreciate that. That was effed up. But solely with her relationship with Kanan, it seems like she really cares about him, really cares about him. I feel that way, right? because she was worried, like, hey, who's going to protect you? Who's going to keep you safe, you know? And, you know, eventually we see where she goes. But before that, Early's over there having a card game, you know, 40s everywhere. We having a good old time. Londell, he goes out to take a little tinkle, if you will. And yeah, he was relieved of not only his pee, but his life. Okay. So I was like, well, Marvin, you need to wait out for Early too. Okay. He may still be playing space for the next hour, but yeah, he got to go. I'm sorry. I know you like him, but he got to go. He got to go. Early, you trifling anyway. You ain't got your bathroom fixed for months. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? And this I may be reaching, y'all. But, and I want Marvin to be smart enough to put this together. Because Marvin, he's street smart on some levels. It's just the book smart ain't always there, right? I wonder if he were to think, and maybe, I don't know if he think Londell left for the night, but I wonder if it will cross his mind why Londell was over there peeing outside when Early has a bathroom. Now, I can't exactly remember how long it was in terms of the timeline of raising Kanan, but one of the first times we saw Marvin at Early's spot, and Early was talking to Unique, Early said he was using the bathroom. I don't know. I don't know if Marvin's going to put that together. Maybe that's a minor detail I'm just pulling out. But I don't know. At this point, we got to think about everybody. We got to think about everything when it comes to everybody. So, but yeah, they made, and the writers made it very clear that Londell is nobody to root for anyway. And I love when they do that because they explain Londell got 11 kids and he's a horrible deadbeat dad. So it's easy for us not to feel sorry for Londell. And I love when writers do that. They just kind of give you little details to not make you feel bad for what's about to happen to a person we really not attached to. So Rock, she gets her first shipment of work, and yeah, she happy as hell. And I'm happy for her, but I know this is going to be short-lived. Primo tells Kanan that OC was found, and Kanan goes over there, pays his respects. It's weird because it seemed like he has mixed feelings. Like, he's sad that OC is gone, but he also, I don't know if this is the thing. OC gone and the bread gone. So is Kanan somewhat, because we know how his brain works, child. On some level, is he thinking possibly OC was not the one who took his work? Or does he still think OC took his work and just died in the process or in the result of? Because he need to really determine who put out OC. And if Raquel Thomas comes in his brain, I'm going to be annoyed because Rock probably didn't even know OC existed. But that's where I am now because he was definitely mourning OC. Because if I feel like you stole my bread, I don't give a good goddamn what happened to you. I'm sorry. You are not a friend of mine, okay? But we already know the brain cells don't be coagulating when it comes to Kanan. So who knows what the hell he's thinking? Garcia pulls up on Juke at the pizza shop and immediately tells her, Burke said you're a good citizen and you gave her some good information. And she like, fool, you trying to get me murked out here? Like, what you and we in public and you telling pretty much the world. As far as I'm concerned, because it's like 3-4 of the people in that shop. You pretty much telling the world that I'm over here giving information to the police and my family sell drugs. Like, what kind of sense does that make? If you really want me to give you some information, Garcia, come to my house and knock on the back door, not the front door. Like, you're not getting no. Yeah, Garcia, you got to go because your methods are horrible. You should have been partnered with Malcolm Howard. Maybe he can teach you a little something on how to investigate and how to be a good cop. Because what? And then Juke pissed me off because she threw away the pizza. You can't eat the pizza outside, Juke. You lost your appetite? What we doing? Marvin would have been upset if he found out you over here wasting good American pizza. I'm calling American pizza, but we know that Italians make it. But that really pissed me off. She pissed me off more than Garcia at that point, because I'm like, girl, what we doing? Oh, Jesus Christ. But he pretty much was trying to ask her what she knows about Unique and his brother, which is interesting because he's not asking about Kanan, even though he probably knows she ain't gonna rat at her family. So he's like, well, it was probably easier for her to rat on some quote unquote random gossip. But either way, don't pull up on me in public. Like that's numero uno. That pretty much that's grounds for you not ever getting anything from me, because you don't know how to conduct yourself on a sneak tip. Like, what are we doing? And that's what I'm saying, RC, some good New York pizza. That's what I'm saying. Pissed me right off. So Crystal, she leaves Kanan. Seemingly the next morning, she got her bags and everything. So she goes to Rock. And that's how I know she really cares about Kanan, because she's going to Rock's house. And I'm sure she had to take like 3 buses, okay? And she explains like, yo, his friends keep dying. I'm scared he's going to do something he regrets, right? And so Rock was like, yo, who do you think he thinks doing all this, right? And she's like, well, you need to ask Kanan. Which is interesting, right? Because she knows that Kanan suspects Rock of putting down Famous. But I don't know if they discuss OC per se, like who he thinks is behind that. But I don't know. I'm not mad that I don't know. I just feel like she should have she about to leave town anyway, right? So I'm like, hey, you might as well tell her everything. Tell her like, yo, Kanan think you murk Fame. Fix it. Like, what do you got to lose? Okay, y'all not about to be together no more, but I do think it's low-key commendable that she's trying to, make sure she keep his thoughts confidential. I don't know, child, but Rock was like, yo, it's not much I could do, which honestly, I feel like on some level, she's been trying to help this boy out, but he refuses her help. But Crystal pretty much saying, yeah, my mom, she'll say some bullshit like that to get out of her responsibilities and from holding herself accountable. But yeah, you need to go ahead and get on your job and be a mother. That's pretty much what she told Rock. So I'm curious as to Rock's next steps when it comes to Kanan. I really am. We're going to see. Is it K Moss? I hope I'm not saying that incorrectly. You said, sorry, I'm late. Y'all just got out of church. Thank you for coming through. I don't remember, unless you changed your name. I don't remember seeing your name before, but thank you for chatting. I appreciate you. So let's wrap this thing up, you guys, because y'all know how I can be. But I love y'all for sticking through. It's 42 of y'all. So when I check my stats later on, when I refresh, I'm hoping to see there's minimum 42 likes. Minimum 42 likes for this video. Can y'all do me that quick second? I'm just asking for a little favor. Just a little favor. I mean, y'all got 10 toes, 10 fingers. Y'all probably got some toddlers running around the house, grandparents. Somebody can like the video, okay? Please and thank you. You can like it on your phone, the TV, the tablet, the laptop. Please. Okay, that's all I ask for. That's my virtual donation, okay? So, Crystal boards a bus to Wilmington, Delaware. I believe Kanan said that's where her grandmother was. I don't know. She either has a grandmother or a cousin there. So the policeman that Snap and Pops tasked to murk Fame pretty much grabs up Crystal, stating that she needs to go to the department because they have questions regarding Fame. And she asked a valid question, like, how did y'all even know I was on this bus? So it's obvious that they're following Crystal and or Kanan, but how long did they follow her? Did they follow her to Rock's house? Because I don't even like the mere fact or the mere possibility that Snap and Pops may know where Rock rests her head at. That's troubling. Because we don't need another house shot up. We don't need that. Them nice, clear people in that neighborhood definitely are not going to allow that. Okay. So I don't know. I just didn't like that. But in the previews, we do see Crystal in a room, half naked, bruised up. So this is their MO. They start beating and torturing people, which is what happened to Fame. But my thing is, what is the point? Like, I'm really trying to understand. These clearly are some goofy ass cops. Okay, we already know. But what would be the point of this? To get some information out of her in regard to what Kanan knows? Okay, if Kanan knows or feels that Snap and Pops is behind it or finds that out, are you just going to confirm with Crystal and try to murk Kanan? But then that will directly affect Snap and Pops because that's how they making their bread. I don't know. Oh, you said, Kay, you said, yeah, I changed my name, LOL. I just didn't want to repeat any theories I already said. Okay. I respect that. Yeah, I don't know. Steven, what's up? You said interesting. I wonder why Snaps and Pops put the hit on Fame. Makes him think it was his mom. Make him think it was his mom's. Hold on. Am I reading that wrong? Interesting. I wonder why Snap and Pops put the hit on Famous. Make him think that it was his mom's. His mom's put out the hit or is it cause? I don't know. But they explained that they directly was going to be affected if it got out that Kanan was working with them. Which is interesting because Snap and Pops are OGs in the game. It just be interesting that now you guys are in danger of being exposed. Getting involved with this kid, which I shouldn't have done in the first place. Let him be with his mama like he need to be. All right, let's go back to the last scene, y'all. Or the last couple scenes. We see Lou and B-Rilla about to walk into the recording studio. And so Lou was pretty much updating B-Rilla on the conversation he had with Kenyatta. And pretty much is saying, Kenyatta wasn't being reasonable. And confirming for the 50th time, like, B-Rilla, you F this up. So B-Rilla had the nerve to tell Lou that he turned soft and sensitive since Famous died. And he don't like his music no more. And this is interesting, right? Because a few episodes when they was in the studio, B-Rilla was pretty much trying to check or like trying to test Lulu. When Lulu was like, hey, I don't think you want none of this. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, I like to see you getting upset or whatever he was saying. But I'm like, if you know Lulu's reputation already, why play with him? Lulu's not to be played with, sir. Like, I am confused. Did you just now figure out Lulu's reputation? Because it's apparent you did some research. Because you talking about, from what I heard back in the day, Kenyatta would have had a real problem if Lulu would have stepped to his door. Look, B-Rilla, you can go. You really can go. You really can go. I'm sorry. You doing too much and not enough at the same damn time. But Lulu confirms, like, sir, I've never been soft, okay? I'm still a problem. And they not done with you or me because I stepped into your BS. And B-Rilla had the nerve to say, tell him to bring that ish. B-Rilla, what? Y'all, I had to laugh. Because I'm like, sir, you act like you ain't even touched a blicky before. But you got all this mouth? Man, we should have kept his ass in cell block D. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So Lou was like, yo, you ain't gotta tell them. They gonna be bringing it, okay? And I love the fact that Lulu, he's on his ish. Like, he was raised right. I mean, wrong, but he was raised right, okay? Because he already know you can't get caught lacking. So when they go into the studio, it's daylight, right? So Kenyatta and Julius, they're across the street on a little stakeout watching them. So later on that night, Julius over there, he hungry. He want to eat. Hey, Amina, how are you? Thank you for coming through, boo. So Julius, he want to take a break. He want a lunch break. But Kenyatta not trying to hear that. He was like, nah, I came here to get ish done, okay? And the way he was making it seem like, yo, Julius, you going to be down. You going to get down or lay down. It was giving street property for real, for real. And Julius was like, nah, I don't want those problems, so I'm going to stick around, okay? I don't know. When you on a stakeout, are you supposed to bring snacks? I'm just saying, you know they going to the studio. You know they be at studios for mad long. Like, why we ain't bring no snacks? And a couple bottles if we gotta, we gotta relieve ourselves. Maybe it's just me, but I would have brought me some snacks. Anywho, later on that night, they see B-Rilla. And they, Julius, he ready to go. He was like, all right, I'm hungry. Let's get this food. Let's go to the nearest White Castle, wherever we got to go. And Kenyatta was like, nah, it's obviously he waiting for Lou. We about to get a 2-for-1 special. Like, what are we doing here? We waiting for Lou Thomas. And next thing we know, we get a knock on that window, and Lulu just took care of business. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't really want Lulu a part of this life because we know what it's done to him. But goddamn, that boy good. That boy good. It's giving Coming to America. That boy good. Like, I'm like, all right, Lulu, this is what we do. But I'm like, damn, we dropping bodies because of B-Rilla. I mean, yes, he cleaning up mess. Because, Lulu, his life was in danger. So he had to really take care of it. And then he pretty much in the position like, damn, like third time can't be a charm. Famous, dead. Ziza, dead. I got to save at least one of my artists. Even though I feel like of the three, B-Rilla really could go. I would not be sad, not one bit. But he took care of business. And I don't know, by the dialogue that grown Kanan was narrating, it makes it seem like this is just the beginning again for Lulu. Y'all, this was good. This was good. And we got 2 more episodes, though. So I'm like, we got so much to unpack. So I know they probably ain't, but we need bare minimum an hour and 10-minute finale. Because y'all thought y'all was real slick. The episode was not even 51 minutes. Because if you take away the ending credits, you take away the beginning credits in the song, and the little previews from the episode, we pretty much got like 45 minutes. We low-key been cheated. I mean, granted, Raising Kanan, every scene is quality, so I'm going to let y'all slide a little bit. But for the next 2 episodes, we need at least an hour. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. Kay said, I can't have Cheeto dust at the crime scene. Why not? First of all, the Popo really ain't investigating real good. Y'all saw what we did to Mara's ex-husband. They talking about as a breaking and entering, and there wasn't no struggle at the door. So we know they don't care about no crime scenes. They just gonna be like, 2 Negroes that, I mean, granted, we do see the cops questioning Lulu and B-Rilla next episode. So I'm interested on how that's going to work. Because if somehow they connect Kenyatta and Julius to the scene at Lowell's people's house, or his rental house, that's gonna be a problem. B-Rilla just gotta go because he apparently not gonna be able to hold no water. He can't even rap right, and he didn't drop no bodies. I can't even imagine him in an interrogation room. Nah, bruh. He gonna have to put in that work. Early and be realer. Y'all gotta go. Y'all better be dead the first 15 minutes of episode 9. Because y'all are loose ends that we definitely need to tie up. We not playing. That is true, Monica M. That is true. You know, White Castle probably was not a good idea. Nah. But yeah, get some clean snacks. You know, something. Steven, are you saying be realer is a fed? He don't got the heart to be no fed. What's up, King of NJ, BTV TV? How you enjoying the episode in the season? You got, you from Jersey, so I know you happy Jersey in the mix. Definitely. Shout out to Jersey. I got peoples there. Jersey City, Trenton, Newark, Patterson. So yeah, shout out to Jersey. Dexter, you said be real is going to sing in that interrogation. That's what I'm saying. He gonna be like, who is that? Who's Nappy Boy? Why I can't think of his name? Rapper turned singer. Yeah. Why can I? Oh my God. What is his name? Buy you a drink. Why can't think of his name? It's pissing me off. Oh my God. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Dreads, Tallahassee. Buy you a drink. In love with a scripper. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I can't think of that man's name right now. Let me see. Let me know what y'all rate the episode before we get out of here. HEA, yeah, you said it will be a problem. That's what I'm worried about. DeMarcus, you said Garcia could have footage of Jukebox boosting clothes on Mara or on Mara's husband, Aaron's death. Yeah, I mean, that would be old footage of Juke. That was at least a year or two ago. And that ain't really nothing. I mean, that's really nothing. The Mara situation, that was the thing. I was just like, I don't know. It seems like they just closed that case real fast. Even though the angles was kind of weird because it seems like somebody possibly was kind of looking down at the vehicle, Marvin's car. So I don't know. But the way they kind of closed that was mad weird because I'm like, it was no breaking and entering. Like, was Mara lying? Because I watched that scene and Marvin did not. It was no struggle at the door. Aaron clearly opened the door for Marvin. And even when Marvin tried to leave the apartment again, there was no struggle at the door. So there was nothing to show that was breaking and entering. So I don't know. Q-Biz, you said Marvin and his constant snack eating may get him caught up soon. Kind of way. Yeah, it may be. We're going to see. Yes, T-Pain. Oh my God. I don't know why. That's wild. That is wild that I could not think of his name. I listen to at least one song a week. Like, y'all charge it to my brain, not my heart. Okay, thank you, Cubans, HEA, DeMarcus, Detroit, Steven. Y'all was like, T-Pain, girl, what's wrong with you? What's up, JTB Moore, ATL? What's up? Thank you. I haven't seen you. Are you new? If you are, I've seen a couple new names. Please help a girl out and subscribe. Even, was it Saki Doom? If that is true, if that's correct, thank you for the assistance because, yeah, I was over here. Monica said, you mean 2 Pain? And that's crazy because I was thinking 2 Chainz. I'm like, no, it's not 2 Chainz. Y'all, it's crazy. It's all right. So let me see what y'all been rating the episode. Let's see here. DeMarcus, you give it a 10. HEA, 8. Detroit, 9.5. RD, 9.5. Steve, you give it a 9. Flex, 8.5. A lot of bodies dropped. That is facts. Monica M, a 9. K, you give it a 9. Flex, you said, keep in mind we have a season 5, so all storylines aren't necessarily going to close out this season. Oh, yeah, definitely. But I expect the majority of the storylines that we've been dealing with, those got to be sewn up. Because I don't know how many seasons that we are projected to have for this show, but in true fashion, we probably have to like close up some storylines and some characters, which I don't want that to happen because I'm more invested in the Thomas siblings than anybody. um RD, you said I would have given it a 10, but I hated the Imani scene. Girl, she can go. QBiz 9.5. JTB more ATL, you give it a 9. Can you say you ready? Y'all ready for E-Tone? Is that well, I'm drawing a blank. That's the football player, right? You say, is he a one and done character? If he being reckless and he with Unique, I'm sure he's probably gonna last maximum of 2 episodes. Well, I can't think of his name. But I'm not a big football person, so y'all already know. I probably won't. Q-Biz, you said sooner or later, Ghost and Tommy will have to be introduced. Yeah, I guess. I just feel like if they're introduced, that means, because we already know that's what everybody's waiting for. So I feel like for them to be introduced, we completely have to be done with the Thomases, because having Tommy and Ghost and dealing with Marvin, Juju, and Rock, that's a lot of different people and storylines. 1 second, guys. Yes, Lamar Jackson. Sorry, I couldn't think of his name. Flex, you said your death prediction for finale is Rock and Marvin. Oh, take me now, Lord. Take me now. If I get we can't drop two Thomases. Oh, hell no. Nah. I feel like there will be a riot, right? Somewhere. I don't know where. One Thomas, okay. But two Flex? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, because of course I don't know, but my heart can't take it. I gotta make 2 pans of macaroni and cheese is high. Cheese is definitely high. So, oh Lord. Damn. Yes, HE, that would be devastation. Like, what are we doing? Brillo said he wrong. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be one minimum. You know, I see one going to one having a death, one possibly going to prison, another possible with sex / going to another location. I don't know. I'm still expecting Rock to use her get out of jail free card. I would not be mad at her in Witsec, long as she's not over there writing books and going to taking accounting classes like Tasha. But I don't know. I really don't know. I can't call it, you guys. I can't call it. You said Rock not going anywhere, Brillo. I feel like she's going to be, I don't know, because we know Kanan eventually gets his own crew, or, you know, is the head of his own thing. And I was thinking that myself, right? Because I was saying earlier, Rock is really about to be at the pinnacle. Like, she is the girl, and she's the connect at this point. Yes, she has her own connect, but, you know, she's getting closer and closer to the top of the food chain at this point. Like, the work just got here. So either she's going to keep this reign as having, you know, being a connect, the supplier. I don't know if that can happen. I'm just saying, I don't know if her and Kanan can completely exist in this story, with her being a supplier and then him, not saying it's not impossible, but I just don't think that's how the story is going to evolve, with her just really being at the top and Kanan branching off. And we do see in the previews he has some meeting or what have you with Unique, but I don't know. Not saying Rock can't do it, but with Lulu not completely in the game, Marvin effing up, like, Rock really ain't got nobody that she can really trust. There's Juke, but Juke is in the middle. So that's the thing. I really don't want to see Rock dead or in jail. And I know I know I'm being biased, but it's okay. It's all right. It is what it is. But I don't know. There are no happy endings. We can say that. For the most part, there are some. Because Tasha's still laying around here with bad wigs. So, and not saying it's a happy ending because she got her own issues. Okay, where's Big Mama? Okay, I'm going out on the tangent. I'm sorry, y'all. Flex said, it's power, y'all. Nobody is off limits. Even the main characters. We should know this. We definitely know this, but we be in denial. Us power fans, well, I say specifically, power fans. We be in denial sometimes. I don't know. It's a problem. Q Busy said Rock and Marvin and Rock make the show for me personally, but Marvin's fate is inevitable. Yes, I agree. Like, I would not watch Raising Kanan if it was solely based on Kanan. I'm sorry, I can't. Between my asthma and my blood pressure, like I can't watch a fully focused Kanan show. I really can't. Like, it would definitely have to sprinkle in some jukebox. And that's when they would need to introduce Ghost and Tommy to like alleviate some of the stress. But I can't do it. I can't. Nope. Don't want to see it. But even Juke is kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm feeling her completely. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. DeMarcus, you said, I can't wait till Rock tell Unique she got rid of his baby. And that's the thing. Y'all introduced this whole baby / abortion type situation. How is that really going to be of use? I don't know. And Pernessa, it's just a lot going on in terms of my thoughts, but I don't have all day. And yeah, I already been up in here 2 hours, you guys. Okay, I gave y'all a good long sermon tonight. I said tonight, but it's really daytime because I ain't really getting no sleep. So, if y'all don't mind, please confirm and double check if you like the video. Please, I ask if you subscribe, if you are new here and you like what's going on up in here. And yeah, every Sunday, 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be in y'all ears. Ranting and raving about Raising Kanan and for the Power Universe. Now, I said Power Universe because I'm over here not sure if I'm over here going to be talking about BMF, y'all. Let me just say, I could be eating my words, but as of now, I don't think BMF is on the menu. I don't think it's on the agenda for this channel. I'm going to have to wait until the first episode. That is really going to be the determining factor if I'm going to be dealing with the BMF shenanigans, okay? Because I might as well review Alvin and the Chipmunks or Dennis the Menace or some other show if I'm going to be over here reviewing the likes of BMF again. I mean, yes, I've done all the other seasons, so part of me personally, I can't necessarily find myself just stopping without the show, completely ending. But I'm tired. Once they introduced the flamethrower, I was kind of like, you know what? I think Young Miami was the first. That was the first. That was the first thing. Shout out to Young Miami, but y'all, and then Tupac, then the fake Tupac, yeah. It's too many L's. So please don't confirm. Don't be over here, PG. I don't see no live schedule for BMF. Because it may not be one. Okay. Let me see what the first episode looking like. Then I'm going to move accordingly. That's facts. They need to change that to the Charles and Lucille show. I would tune in for that, HEA. Because that's really the only storyline that I halfway care about. Because y'all, I feel like they just really tarnished the legacy. Even though it's a dark legacy, yes, they did horrible things. But at the end of the day, that's a pretty good story to tell. And I feel like they're not telling it in the best manner. That is facts, DeMarcus. If I review Forrest, I will review BMF. BMF is not fire. I mean, you can put it in the fire, all the footage, yes. But you are right. You are right. But Forrest is questionable as well. We're gonna see. My patience is getting real bad, y'all. I'm getting older and I'm getting wiser. So yeah, you guys, just stay tuned. But just know, Raising Kanan, I'm going to be here. Okay. So, and I forgot about that. Just the whole Lamar being, yeah, I'm done. I'm done, you guys. I cannot. So yes, perfect timing. 2 hours on the dot. Please like the video. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in for 2 hours. Thank you for spending your Sunday mornings with me, afternoons. Have a good week. Have a blessed week. And I will see y'all, of course, next Sunday. Toodles.